Hello again. I've had to sit with the dog this time. Right, answers. Number one, I asked you to look at why Durkheim said that religion reinforces value consensus. And I hope what you put was something along the lines of, he looks at the Aborigine people in Australia and said that within their clan, and they were in lots of clans, that each clan had their own totem, which was a carved bird or something within nature. And by worshipping that totem, what they were actually worshipping was the shared norms and values of a stable society. So what they were actually doing, inadvertently, was worshipping society. Hurrah. If you wanted to be sophisticated and evaluate that, you could say that you could question whether totemism actually constitutes a religion, and that it's not very applicable to modern Western societies, which are multi-faith. But I'm sure you'd already thought of that. Number two, Brady's put the answer for. No. Number two, I asked you about Malinowski, and I hope that you said that the key function of religion, according to Malinowski, is that canoe magic, practiced by the Trobriand Islanders, became a way of dealing with potential crisis. So the idea was that if they went into the deep, dark seas occasionally, when they had to go beyond the barrier reef, they were very worried about the sharks, the big waves, etc. They didn't have corona then. So he believed that they practiced canoe magic in order to give themselves the belief that they were protected from a potential crisis, and it allowed them all to perform their social roles. Man, they could go out to sea, and the men could risk their lives in the fishing boat, and the women could go about their daily social roles as carer, housekeeper, etc. If you wanted to criticise that, you could also say that it's only really applicable to a very small society that has a monofaith. And the third thing that I asked you was, what did I ask you? About Parsons. Right, a bit more up to date this one. Parsons looks at the role in modern Western society that funerals play in maintaining social stability. So, I remember in class I gave you a big long thing about a bus driver and a doctor, but for now, what Durkheim says is that if people suffer the worst possible social trauma, which is bereavement, I imagine, I'm sure, then they may not be able to perform their social roles. And he wants them to be able to get back to it as quickly as possible so that society remains functioning. And remember, all the institutions and social roles are interdependent. The organic analogy, if you want to be flash, according to Durkheim. So he says that funerals reinforce social bonds, reminding us why society is good. They give us closure and allegedly answer the unanswerable. And therefore, we are able to more quickly return to our social roles. I'm sure in reality, it's not that simple. Oh my God, now Archie's back. It's the middle of the day. Hang on. So, you're going to hear something in a minute. So, Archie, oh my God. What was I talking about? Parsons. So, Parsons argues that we I'm trying here. We can maintain a stable society with the use of church services and funerals. My son and my dog are now here. I could literally cry. If you want to criticise that, you could say that actually many people now use secular funerals, and that actually we're an extremely secular society and religion's failing to create any sort of value consensus anymore. So it's not applicable in the developed West. Right, I'm going to try this again. Oh, one more question. Bella. How does Bella back up the work of Durkheim? So Bella says that actually Durkheim's theory about religion creating shared norms and values and a stable society can in fact be, what's the word that I mean? Applied to a multicultural society and a multi-faith society like the USA. So you'll remember that Bella says that despite the American Constitution saying that religion must not be in politics or the state or the schools, that actually Christianity in America is as good as a civil religion. It's inextricably linked with politics. And what Bella argues is that by pledging allegiance to the state every day, one nation under God, They are reinforcing their belief that it is an American God unifying society and that they must, in order to look like a good American, share those norms and values. Right, I'll be back soon with more, and such a different outfit and hairdo. All right, good luck. Bye.